Good evening, viewers, and a warm welcome to a News at 8, read to you by Zoto Atlamini alongside Isikelo Gunene. First, let's take a look at our headlines. The Royal Eswatini Police Service have serious mandate of protecting citizens of Eswatini, uphold the rule of law and creating a stable environment that will attract foreign direct investment. The Ministry of Education says this coming financial year, they will be working on the hiring of teachers of permanent basis and filling of vacancies in schools. Government spokesperson says following a statement by the Luke Commission that will stop offering some health care services to elderly, the Mbabane Government Hospital and RFM will provide eMaswati, especially the elderly, critical health services. The news in detail. The Royal Eswatini Police Service have a serious mandate of protecting citizens of Eswatini, uphold the rule of law and creating a stable environment that will attract foreign direct investment. According to the Prime Minister, peace and stability will make the economy of the kingdom thrive. The Premier was speaking when opening an annual workshop for senior police officers at the Matsapa Academy.
When briefing the Prime Minister, His Excellency Russell Dlamini, about the performance of the police service last year, the National Commissioner of Police, Manoma Masang, says police, with the help of other stakeholders, were able to reduce murder cases by 20.6%. Armed robbery cases were reduced by 36.5%, while attempted murder cases were reduced by 21.1%. However, rape, fraud and copper theft cases are still a challenge in the kingdom. Fatal road accidents were reduced by 12% in 2024.
Suicide in 2024, a total of 172 suicide cases were recorded, and alarmingly, 17 of these involve children under the age of 18 years. This means that the police service, stakeholders and partners in the health, wellness and welfare sectors need to roll up their sleeves in finding a national solution to this problem.
The Prime Minister, Russell Dlamini, appreciated police officers for their commitment and dedication to duty, since some of them attend to cases using their own resources.
It is an obligation for the police service to ensure the safety and security of the country's citizens and business interests, who are expected to conduct their training and commerce in an environment free from the fear of crime, and one that promotes a vibrant and profitable market-based economy. This will undoubtedly make Eswatini a highly attractive trading partner and act as a catalyst for government's drive to invite foreign direct investment, which will help in alleviating the high unemployment rate, whilst simultaneously contributing positively to the country's social economy.
In her Government of Action program, government says she will strengthen community policing, an exercise that will cost the taxpayer 2 million emalangeni. For Eswatini TV News, I am Linton Gule in Matsapa.
The Ministry of Education says this coming financial year, they will be working on the hiring of teachers on permanent basis and filling vacancies in schools. The acting PS in the ministry, Naniki Mnesi, says since schools will be opening next week, they have renewed contracts for contract teachers in the meantime.
The Secretary General of SNAT, Lord Vilagati, pleads with the Minister of Education to hire teachers permanently. He says with teachers not enough in schools, they find themselves teaching all the subjects in all the classes, which is strenuous for them and may result to them underperforming as they have a lot of work and marking to do. He says some schools have only 3 teachers and are expected to teach all the grades, which is impossible.
So, abite usafundise after school, afundise ebusuku, afundise abomgqibelo, afundise ngemasondo, afundise nangama-holiday, despite PS make njalo umoya wakhe mawulala nokuthula wakhipha isekula ngokuthi
He says there's a circular stating clearly that learners in class must not exceed 35 in number, yet they find themselves teaching about 80 pupils in one class because of the shortage of teachers. He says the 4,000 teachers they are requesting is just not a number from nowhere, but there is a need. The acting principal secretary in the Ministry of Education, Nani Kimnisi, says they understand the situation. She says this financial year they will fill some of the vacancies.
Sicasha abothishela besikhashana lokusho ukuthi labane kontraki msakade letawuphela ngalokuthi umnyaka wetimali usengaqali nathi sibukile nje ukuthi njengoba uhulumende ukhulumisa ibudget udasibukela linoni asikelela okungcono.
She pleads with teachers to indicate when they leave for greener pastures so that means to replace them can be done in due course. She says the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning will assist in hiring teachers this financial year. She says she hopes things will be normal this financial year. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Kian Msibu with Smuva Shongwe, Ezulwini.
Government spokesperson Alpheus Nxumalo says following a statement by the Luke Commission that they will stop offering some health care services to elderly, the Mbabane Government Hospital and RFM will provide eMaswati, especially the elderly, critical health services. Nxumalo says the Ministry of Health and the Luke Commission are still on the table about this matter.
Following a statement by the Luke Commission stating that they will next month stop offering some healthcare services to the elderly population, government spokesperson Alpheus Nxumalo says Mbabane Government Hospital and the RFM are geared to cater for eMaswati and offer critical healthcare services.
Ngiyakholwa ukuthi basehlele etafuleni laba baka health nalaba baka Luke Commission. Batawugcina baka Luke Commission ba appreciate ukuthi ema system ekusebenzisa imali yahulumende ema kanjani.
Nxumalo says while government appreciates the financial challenges faced by TLC, government was of the view that TLC had stabilized financially after their request of a 30 million financial relief. On the same note, TLC Director of Operations Mbongiseni Tshela says they are hopeful that the discussions they are having with government will result in the resolution of this matter.
La khona banu labadzala labefika kubatothola leyo mithi yabo noma lowo mithi yabo BP boshukela nalabanye labasemawadini batawuphathamiseka kulo 15.
Tshela says they are well aware how important the elderly eMaswati are, hence they are working with government to have these services restored. Whereas the Luke Commission is expected to attend over 500 elderly eMaswati for eye surgeries. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Siwekoza with Bongan Masugu, Sitfokotvo.
Government has provided food assistance to 2,374 eMaswati in 3 constituencies under the Food Assistance Program. The National Disaster Management Agency Communications Officer Megman Mahlalela elaborates.
Recent rains and storms experienced by the Kingdom of Eswatini in the past weeks left thousands of eMaswati vulnerable and without much to put on the table. Government then introduced a food assistance program that is spearheaded by the National Disaster Management Agency. NTMA Communications Officer Megman Mahlalela says on Thursday, 3 tinkundla were catered for.
Benefit eMaswati la over 40,000 over 40,000 if not benefit. Namuhla ke besihambele lapha ke tinkundla etinzathu lokufaka khona eSiphoxosini, eMphondo kanye naseManzini North.
Manzini North Member of Parliament Sifiso Nhlengedva, together with Sigangeni Buchopho Thami Shongwe, thanked government for this initiative.
Lesivele sitawuthola nje lamhla silinganiswa kulomphakathi lesikuwa semnyenyweni sing61 lenye phidza umphakathi ngelenye inombolo tiyashiyana
labanengi bebangalimi kahle indlela vele ikhona kepha nje siyathemba ukuthi sathola igroup ekuqala ikhona igroup ledawo setawuthola futhi again.
eMaswati who have benefited from this program also applauded government for the assistance.
Hulumende letinini takhe ngiswele imlomo yebonga ukuthi malanga lamabili lamathathu sawukhotha lokulasa
ngoba nami sengiyathola kuphila noma ngabe bengidala ngemandi.
Ngiyabonga nje ukuthi hulumende usisitile uyati ngidake ngiphumule kulamalanga.
The first phase of the program is targeting over 40,000 vulnerable eMaswati. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Siwekoza with Bongan Masugu, Sikangeni.
The Eswatini Communications Commission encourages the nation to ensure data and personal safety while using gadgets and receiving services from ministries and companies, as negligence of personal data can result to thus using one's information to commit a crime. ESCOM educated members of the public at the Manzini bus rank on Thursday on data protection.
As the Eswatini Communications Commission is commemorating the Data Protection Week, the Commission educated members of the public on the importance of data protection at the Manzini bus rank. Lindo Sibanzi, the Data Protection Officer at ESCOM, elaborates on the importance of data protection and personal information.
Basically today is basically to teach the public about their data protection rights. So the Data Protection Act, which was passed by the Parliament in March 2022, has different rights that people have with regards to their personal data. For example, people have rights to be informed. So wherever you go and then they collect your personal data, you have a right to know why are they collecting that personal data. So we've had different cases where personal data is being exposed, but then one of the obligations of organizations that expose information is that each and every information that get exposed, they have an obligation to notify the Eswatini Communications Commission with regards to that data breach.
Those who were in attendance say they learned a lot and got a deeper understanding of protecting one's information.
Umniningwane wakho nemniningwane wabantu lohlala nabo ligolide lakho umcoka kakhulu kumele ukuthi uvikele.
Sasiphephe information register ngayo kuphi na kuphi lathi nkapaneni.
The Eswatini Communications Commission will take the campaign to other towns as well and educate the public on how best to protect personal information. Reporting, I am Kian Msibi with Smova Shongwe, Manzini.
The success rate of cooperatives in the country currently stands at 70%. This was said by the Commissioner of Cooperatives at the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade, Russell Nxumalo, during the launch of the Interstate Transport Association called Siyasitana Multipurpose Cooperative in Manzini.
The interim chairperson of the cooperative, Dumisani Mapanga, says most members of the Interstate Transport Association are now old and can't access loans in banks. He says this poses a challenge for them as they struggle with operating costs. On the issue of cooperatives failing because of poor governance, he said they have been well sensitized on running a cooperative, adding that some of their members had professional careers before retirement.
Lokusenda ukuthi sisukumise le cooperative lena kakhulu ngokuthi bantu abaningi bale association, the Interstate Transport Association sebadzala. Lokho kwadzala babuka ukuthi abasasitaka nasemabhange emabhange nge-age kwanza ukuthi seba netinkinga nge-age thola ukuthi abasafinance. So bathi ke yini indlela lengasita lenye babuka ukuthi indlela lengasita ngile cooperative.
The Commissioner of the Cooperatives at the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade, Russell Nxumalo, applauded the association, stating that 70% of cooperatives become successful in the country.
As you know, public transport most of the time has a number of issues. There are frequent breakdowns, and with this cooperative, they'll be able to access finance so that their operations are not hampered in any way. We have increased our monitoring. We've been lacking in terms of monitoring, but as an office, we've increased monitoring. We are on the ground, and we've actually even incorporated FSRA into our operations to safeguard the public's money in cooperatives.
The interim chairperson says the Interstate Transport Association currently has 90 members. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Manzini.
The brass and rubber industry has seen a major decline in sales in the past 5 years, despite exporting to overseas companies. Exipro Swaziland, a company that has been in this business for over 30 years, has stated that it has laid off about 160 staff members over the years, leaving them with just 40 workers.
The director says despite diversifying their products, they have not been able to increase their sales and are appealing for government support through change of policy to support the brass and rubber industry.
Government must understand and create policy. So government should be having a national manufacturing policy that says this industry we want to see grow, that industry we want to see continue. We want to have few more factories in this kind of vein. We want to have a few more factories that do this kind of thing. We want to start exporting this. We want to export that. We want to do this. But I must tell you that the appetite to run factories in our region is zero. Zero. There is nobody that wants to come and run factories. Nobody. They're ghosts. You're looking at one now who's got perseverance and determination, but there's not people that are interested in getting into manufacturing in our region.
The Director of Small and Medium Enterprises Department in the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade, Mluleki Dlamini, says plans are underway to assist businesses in this sector.
As a ministry, we are also looking into assisting businesses expand also into the export market. We've seen one of our manufacturers, Exipro, who's also part of the exporters in the country. We are still going to visit that facility and see what challenges they are facing in terms of their domestic distribution and also export. We will be assisting them in every way possible to see that they increase their volumes there for export and also increase their domestic distribution as well, so that they continue to contribute to the economy of Eswatini and through providing jobs and also addressing issues of poverty and also development of skills within this industry.
Adamson says over the years, Exipro has gone down from 200 workers to only 40. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Matsapa.
And now let's take a look at our financial indicators.
Standard Bank.
Up next is our sugar indicators. In our sports news, Eswatini Football Association President Peter Simelane says the financial crisis that has hit the local football fraternity, especially the Premier League and the National First Division, is being addressed by the mother body, and soon a way forward will be provided to assist teams to sustain themselves.
Ibhola yethu kulamalanga uyayibona lokuthi iyagula and emateam lamanenge
Eswatini Football Association President Peter Somoros Milani says local football is currently facing financial challenges where the so-called big teams within the Premier League and the National First Division are facing tough times in providing salaries for their players. Milani says they will be able, or rather they will provide a way as a football motherboard and assist teams in self-sustainable system where they will be able to maintain their finances and generate income to be able to pay costs on their own. Sumerane concluded saying that the challenges seem to be also affecting the national teams.
naye imbabane swallows sisaqhubeka naye si-advise lokuthi kuze le team ingabuyele emuva iye phambili ingenta njani.
Eswatini Cricket Association, in conjunction with the International Cricket Council, are running a 3-day workshop capacitating coaches from 3 countries of the rules and regulations of the sport. The Level 1 tutor coach course is taking place at Bethel Court in Ezulwini.
The National Cricket Council is running a 3-day Level 1 coaching course that is being attended by 4 countries, being Eswatini, Botswana, Lesotho, and Mozambique. Facilitator of the workshop, all the way from the Republic of South Africa, who works for the International Cricket Council, Mr. Chris Cardoso explains more about the workshop.
It's vitally important, not only for Eswatini, but for the whole of Africa, to build coaching capacity, to build lead facilitators and tutors, to go out and obviously build infrastructure from the bottom up.
Mandla Dlamini, the Eswatini Cricket Association senior official, he says the country will sincerely benefit from this workshop, especially when it comes to ensure that there is coaches. Members coming from the other 3 countries are explaining the benefits of the workshop.
Yeah, as a cricket from Mozambique, the principal benefit is that I will be able to teach coaches to make sure that we develop our cricket in Mozambique, and that will help. Will help changing lives. Like back home, we got people who are living in the street, and that sport have capability to change lives like that.
It means a lot, really, because as an association, we're trying to expand, to grow as a country. We're trying to engage and bring in more people to come and join the sport.
I think this course will be very helpful because, of course, we need coaches at the junior level, but we also need the coaches to be teaching the juniors the right things. And I think these type of courses are exactly what we need so that you can go and impart the information.
The workshop will finish this coming Saturday. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera, Mbabane.
Before we come to the end of our news tonight, let's take a look at stories that are making headlines tonight. The Royal Eswatini Police Service have a serious mandate of protecting citizens of Eswatini, uphold the rule of law and creating a stable environment that will attract foreign direct investment. The Ministry of Education says this coming financial year, they will be working on hiring teachers on permanent basis and filling of vacancies in schools. Government spokesperson says, following a statement by the Luke Commission that they will stop offering some health care services to elderly, the Mbabane Government Hospital and RFM will provide Maswati, especially the elderly, critical health services. Well, viewers, that's all I have for you from our news desk. Thank you very much for staying with us at this point in time. I shall leave you with a weather update for tonight and tomorrow. Otherwise, for myself, Zoto Dlamini, and the rest of the transmission team, good night and God bless.
This is my first time here.
Hopefully it's my last. My dear friends, here we are, all in our true colors. your transfer papers, your key to the Mvule Kingdom.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I know.
Here are your clippers. Clippers.
Hussein, we are prefects. We run this place. So let's act like it.
Solomon, the head prefect, quick. Is my collar straight?
We'll be out of Mvule High before you can pronounce the word scholarship.
We have a mystery to solve. The only way we can make a difference is if we stick together. When I'm head prefect, each and every student will have a voice.
We need to show that news quick in Mvule.
I hate this school!
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds, full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, to feel the rush of life overwhelm you, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. You ask, and we give you the royal experience. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. There are but a few places on earth so special, so unique, and so spectacular, where it becomes the rite of passage for the ambitious travelers, the courageous souls, to all have the one and only royal experience. That day when you look deep into your heart and leave